Good morning, traders. This is today's Traders Daily Discipline for 10/27, 2025. That's Monday, of course. Welcome back from the weekend. Hope you had a great, relaxing time. It's time to get to work and make the money. I just want to go ahead and get started right away. Don't have any house cleaning or anything for you. Just want to say hello, good morning, welcome back, and let's get to work. And today's quote: if you limit your choices only to what seems possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly want, and all that is left is a compromise. And that is from a guy named Robert Fritz. Some of you may have heard of him. He created something called the way of structural thinking. He's a filmmaker, author, interesting guy. Uh, I don't believe he's won any Pulitzer awards though. But in any case, interesting quote for us as traders, I think, for today. If you limit your choices only to what seems possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly want. In other words, part of what makes the opportunity is because of the way you see it. If you're looking at things a certain way and you limit that exposure of your choice and your risk management and all the rest to something that seems possible or reasonable, you really disconnect yourself from what you truly want, really. And what I mean by that is when you compromise in that thought process, well, it's not really reasonable for me to expect to make $1,000 a day doing this. I only have a $10,000 account. Why isn't $1,000 a day reasonable? Well, you're disconnecting yourself from what you truly want, which is a higher rate of return. If you're saying I'm going to compromise on that and only expect what's reasonable? Who decides that? It's the only thing that seems possible. Well, the market's not going to move 10,000% in one day. Well, it's true, but it doesn't have to. If you are managing your entries and your exits, there's nothing wrong with saying, well, I can capture 80 or 85 or 90% of the entire day's move. There's nothing. Your potential as a trader truly is unlimited, and it really is a thought process that you choose to master. And that structural thinking that you may or may not be employing properly is what determines the height and possibility of your opportunity. If you're limiting those choices, you're going to limit your outcomes. If you really do believe that the marketplace is full of unlimited opportunity, and the opportunity to build wealth is truly extraordinary every day, then why don't we behave that way? Why don't we choose to think that way all the time and make our choices to participate a reflection of that, more so than just trying to get a little bit here and there? The risk is the same no matter when you play. I think part of the illusion that traders like to keep is that there's a way to manage the risk. And the more I study and pay attention and learn and educate myself, the lower I can make my risk when it comes time to finally pull the trigger. And that, of course, is a lie. That's an illusion. You can't reduce the risk. The risk is the same all the time, every day, for anyone participating. It never goes any more than this, and you can't reduce it to anything less than this. It is very simply, I might be wrong about the order flow direction, handing myself a loss. That's it. If you think the market's run out of buyers and you're ready to short it and you're incorrect in your assessment, you're going to lose. There's no way to reduce that risk by study, because how do you know when the orders are going to come into the market or not? Really, you truly do not know. All you know really is an educated guesstimate of where most likely that could happen. So if you're not correct, you're going to lose. You can't reduce that risk anymore by knowledge, education, or market study, because nobody really knows what the orders are going to be until they decide to show up. So who's going to be able to predict something that's never been able to be predicted before? How do we know that 10,000 people are all going to come to the market on the same side at the same moment at 9:05 this morning? You don't know. Therefore, you can't predict it. So if you can't predict it, all of your analysis that's designed to predict it is faulty, And you're what? Operating in a world where you don't really see reality to begin with. No matter, there's no wonder you have losses. So your choice is to see market action for what it is. People arguing over price. A certain amount of buyer orders came in, a certain amount of selling orders came in. Where is that about ready to change? What are the clues that it's about ready to change? That's where your opportunity is, and that is unlimited. It's also a risk that you have to take, and you have to be willing to take it every day, all day, because you can't reduce it. And when you ask yourself, what am I really trying to do here with all this? What am I really trying to do? Rest assured, there are people that are actualizing that potential on a regular basis when you're not. So if you want to reach your full potential, not compromise, but really reach your full potential, you got to think a little bit differently. And be prepared to think about what could be possible on a higher level. And what's reasonable to expect might be on a higher level. Be ready for that, because in the long run, that's exactly what you're doing. All right, guys, I'm going to let you get back to work. Have a great morning. I will see you tomorrow as we head out the last week of October for this year. I'm going to have some more good stuff for you guys later in the week, so please stay tuned. And if you're a new listener, feel free to say hello and shoot me an email. I'd love to learn more about what you're trying to do. And don't forget to visit netwinningtrader.com for more details about what I offer in terms of training, education, and market presence. All right, guys, have a great one. I'll see you next time. Bye.